Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm sharing with you 3 to 4 new recipes for easy and cheap plant-based meals. At the end of each recipe, I included an approximate price for each serving. That obviously depends on where you're from, when you buy these items, so in what time of the year, and at which stores you buy them. For the recipes in this video, I try to use basic ingredients that are affordable and available in most places. So ingredients such as oats, beans, rice, pasta, and potatoes are super cheap. They're just staples. You can make so many things out of them. For the first recipe, we're making simple veggie burritos that are so good. I made these for a group of non-vegan friends and they loved them. One of them even said, and quote, "I didn't miss the meat at all." First, cook up some rice in a rice cooker or on the stove according to the packaging. In the meantime, cut up 1 small head of broccoli. We're gonna steam that using the rice cooker. About 5 minutes before the rice is done, place the broccoli florets on top of the rice. Add another splash of water, pop the lid back on. Less is always more when it comes to steaming, so you'll know it's done once it has achieved a bright green color. Hands in my sleeve. Cut up 1 onion. Also, cut up brown cremini mushrooms into bite-sized pieces. I cut them into strips, sort of, so I didn't go for the usual mushroom shape, but that really doesn't matter. Then heat up a small saucepan with a teaspoon of coconut oil. Sauté for 5 to 6 minutes before adding 1 teaspoon of agave and 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. Keep stirring and let everything cook for another 3 to 5 minutes or so. As an alternative, if you don't like mushrooms, you can sub these for bell peppers. And then it is time to build the burritos. You can warm up each tortilla before filling it for about 30 seconds in a big pan without oil. Or if you have a microwave, I guess you can just put the tortilla in there for a few seconds. Spread about a tablespoon of hummus on your tortilla. Add as much nutritional yeast as you deem necessary. Next up, add a layer of beans. I went for red kidney ones. A couple tablespoons of rice. Followed by a few tablespoons of the mushroom and onion mix. Don't forget the broccoli pieces. One to 2 tablespoons of marinara sauce, and then either a few pieces of avocado, which avocados are super cheap at the moment still, or I found this reduced guacamole at the store, so I went for a few tablespoons of that. And last but not least, I sprinkled over crushed baked tortilla chips. These can be left out if you want to keep this healthier and less crunchy. But yeah, these make for some great flavors, so I would highly recommend to add them. And that is it. Make sure you don't overfill them. It's so easy to overfill them, so you might just have to take out a few tablespoons. That's it. You can cut them in half. You don't have to, you can just dig right in. Love these so much. Moving on to the next one. This one is another curry recipe which so many of you on Instagram requested. We're making a peanut butter and potato curry, which is not authentic in any way, but it's really yummy and super easy and simple to make. Start by gathering 4 to 5 yellow potatoes. Peel them and cut them into bite-sized pieces. You're also going to need a small piece of ginger. To save time, I used pre-cut frozen onion and garlic. So sub for 1 onion and 1 clove of garlic. Heat up a medium-sized soup pot with a teaspoon of coconut oil. The oil can be subbed for water. For an even cheaper version, add the onion and then let that saute for 3 to 5 minutes. Next up, the ginger goes in there. So does the garlic. Let everything brown for 3 more minutes before mixing in tomato puree and curry powder. Add the potato cubes at this point too, as well as some vegetable broth, just enough to cover the potatoes. Let that come to a boil and leave it to simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. Once the potatoes are tender, pour in a can of coconut milk. For a lighter version, instead go for light coconut milk. It just won't be as creamy, but it works. If you feel it is too watery at this point, mix in some cornstarch slurry, which is just cornstarch and water mixed together. Let everything simmer for 5 more minutes. That way the cornstarch can do its thing and thicken up the sauce. Mix in peanut butter, whether that's the normal kind or the 100% natural one, whatever you have on hand. Season everything with salt, lemon juice, black pepper, and a pinch of cumin. Instead of lemon juice, however, I ended up using this ominous black paste. I didn't really know what it was in the beginning, but it said the words used in curry, so I just wanted to try it out. It basically tastes like dates, but in sour, so kind of the complete opposite of what dates usually taste like. It is hard to describe, but yeah, you definitely don't need that. This is probably not cheap and probably not easy to find. Just use normal lemon or lime juice instead. Serve with white or brown rice. Throw on some fresh herbs, and that's it. Recipe number 3. Now we're making creamy mushroom pasta without cashews. Start by roughly chopping up a yellow onion as well as brown cremini mushrooms. Heat up a skillet or saucepan with coconut or olive oil. I wouldn't recommend water in this recipe, and if you're feeling a little indulgent, you might also want to add a teaspoon of vegan butter just for the flavor. Once it's hot, add the onions alongside the mushrooms. Let everything cook for about 8 minutes on medium-high. Mix in 1 tablespoon of spelt flour. After that, pour in the vegetable broth. Before pouring in unsweetened non-dairy milk. I'm using soy milk here. I'm not sure about almond milk because I haven't tried that yet. Next up, nutritional yeast goes in there. Chopped up parsley. And non-dairy creamer. This one is soy again, but there's also oat or rice milk creamer out there. If you can't find this, no worries. You could just add more non-dairy milk instead, and another cornstarch slurry mix to thicken it up if that is needed. Lastly, season with salt, pepper, and fresh lemon juice. If you enjoy the flavor of mustard, you can feel free to add a teaspoon of mustard in there as well. It gives the sauce a different taste, obviously, but I think it works really well, so that's something you can do. While the sauce is simmering, cook up the pasta of your choice. I went for whole wheat, spelt spaghetti. Once cooked, add the pasta straight into the sauce. Mix it in, add more nutritional yeast. That is optional, but is it really optional? Taste test and see if it needs anything else spice-wise, more salt, more lemon, etc. And that is it, my friends. That's not the last recipe though. This last idea is one of my personal faves and honestly one of the cheapest meals you can make. Peanut butter, banana porridge. It's so simple, but I had to include it. To a small saucepan, you're going to add rolled oats, peanut butter, a pinch of salt, 1 ripe banana, which you're gonna mash up using a fork. And for the liquid, we're just gonna be using water. Bring that to a boil, and then reduce the heat to medium-high, letting everything cook for 8 to 10 minutes, making sure to stir frequently so that nothing burns. Now transfer that to a small bowl. Add your toppings, and my toppings were some warmed up peanut butter, crushed peanuts, and dark chocolate chips. So going full on candy bar with the toppings. And that was it! Hope you guys liked these ideas. Whether you're a student or not, I hope these were helpful. If you recreate any of my recipes, make sure to post a picture on the Instagram and tag me in it at Mina_Rome. Also, leave a comment down below and tell me what recipes you want me to make in the future. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.